Hi there, and good morning or good afternoon to you. I'm not sure when you'll be seeing this. My name is Chrissy Swallow, and I'm the owner of Crave Coaching, a health and life coaching business in Lafayette, Louisiana. I've been coaching full time since 2014, but before this job, I was a high school English and creative writing teacher for many years. I love teaching and was passionate about showing up well for my students, both in the classroom and as a sponsor for several of our school's extracurricular activities. In fact, I'd still be teaching today if I hadn't had my sons only 11 months apart. My second child was a great and welcome surprise, but it forced me into a long time out to learn how to survive being a new mom. When I was finally ready to go back to work, coaching was a stay-at-home option that allowed me to be the mom I wanted to be and to continue doing what I love most, to love and to serve others. I value service and connection above all else, so I am in constant pursuit to encourage, motivate, support, and guide, especially young adults like you who have so much potential and who will be the generation who influences and inspires my children. I'm fully invested in helping you succeed as your best selves because I know the powerful impact your skills and talents will have in your communities, our state, and beyond. And let me tell you, the world needs you and all the good you have to offer now more than ever. When your state director, Miss Dinah East, approached me about speaking with you, I was immediately drawn to your theme this year. Waves of change, oceans of opportunity. We stand together through the tides of uncertainty. I mean, could there be a more appropriate time for this topic in the midst of a pandemic, devastating hurricanes, civil unrest, a presidential election, and remember the murder hornets? Did y'all hear about those? I don't know if you've seen Jumanji, like the old one or the new one, but we are living it. You are coming of age in it. Without question, this past year has been a time of great uncertainty and unprecedented events. Unpredictable waves of change have crashed into us over and over again. But despite this, there's still opportunity. If you can be intentional about connecting with yourself and your needs first, and then connecting with and supporting each other, there's nothing that can stop you from rising up, standing strong, and moving into 2021 with the mindset necessary to conquer all challenges. So how do you do it? I believe the first step is simply to acknowledge that uncertainty is here to stay. We've just never experienced it so collectively and tragically as in 2020. The truth is, there will always be seasons where you're forced to live in the I don't know, or we'll have to see, or that dreaded maybe. That's just part of growing up and part of being human. I certainly didn't plan on a surprise baby and quitting a job I loved and then purchasing this office space only to have to close it 12 weeks later for a pandemic. Who saw that coming? Definitely not me. But it taught me what I should share with all of you so that whatever curveballs come your way, you can still swing for the fences with confidence. So accepting uncertainty as part of the human experience is necessary to begin this process of handling it well. Now, the second step to navigating uncertainty so that we can live as healthy, productive, and hopefully happy humans is to take inventory of where we're at in our lives. We must acknowledge our current circumstances and what we think and feel about them. Too often we're expected to move on and get over it before we even fully understand what happened. We can't truly heal if we can't even wrap our minds around everything we need healing from. So if you haven't done this yet, it's time to have an honest conversation with yourself about what your experience over this past year has been like. This is you becoming self-aware. What went well for you? What was tough? What brought you joy, but also what brought you pain, fear, anger, immense sadness? If you're the writing type, you could list all this out and your feelings next to them. That's the English teacher and me speaking. If you're not, maybe take a time out to walk in the woods or sit in your favorite spot at home and just reflect on what was really important to happen for you this past year and how it actually went. Did you miss out on prom? Were you surprised to miss going to school every day? Did you get to participate in that game, concert, competition, or event that you've been working hard to prepare for? Did you lose someone or have to quarantine from people you love dearly to protect them? Was there a pleasant surprise amidst the chaos, like a new hobby, a new friend, a renewed connection, or maybe some much needed downtime and rest? It's important to let it all come to the surface, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because everything you think and feel about these last several months is a messenger to what the rest of your life will look like. This past year and all its uncertainty can be your best teacher and what you want and need most moving forward in life. Those things you miss so badly, those are the things that you value, that light you up and make you feel alive. What was easy to let go maybe wasn't in your best interest. Now, some might be necessary evils. You still have to study and do your homework, but let's put some potential discoveries in context. Maybe missing being in a classroom each day is a sign that you appreciate structure and routine, or that you like being in community with others, even if you're not the loudest voice in the room. Maybe the fact that you missed that track meet and suddenly your stomach doesn't hurt anymore when you lace up your running shoes is an indicator that competitive events don't bring you joy. You run for the wind in your hair and the sun on your face, not for medals. Pay attention to what disappointed you and to what didn't. Sometimes it's not until everything slows down or completely stops that we have an opportunity to notice what serves and what doesn't. Once we get honest with ourselves about where we've been, what it felt like to be there, and what we now believe we need to live our best, most fully expressed life, we can implement particular practices into our daily lives to make sure everything we want and need happens with a fair amount of certainty. So for step 3, let's look at what those practices can be. Prioritize your time, take intentional action, practice self-care, embrace connection, choose compassion, and celebrate your wins. I truly believe these 6 practices will make a difference in your emotional, mental, physical, and even spiritual health. Let's start with prioritizing your time. You must get crystal clear on what needs to happen for you on a daily and weekly basis. Once you list those activities, you can create a schedule. You have set time periods for each of your classes at school because those bells set the boundaries for this is when we start and this is when we finish. Those boundaries are necessary to keep us moving from each task that adds up to a whole meaningful day. So whatever planner, list, or calendar approach you choose, you should consider these things: your morning routine, school day, homework, extracurricular activities, your work schedule, chores or other family commitments, your free time, and a bedtime routine. Now, I'm not about to tell you what to do or when to do it, because we are all unique creatures who should cater to our own preferences and needs for best results. But don't set your alarm for 5 a.m. to do some super strenuous workout if you know you need to snooze until at least 6:30 to be remotely human for first hour. Also, don't not schedule free time to binge your favorite Netflix show on the weekends if you know you're going to rage at spoiler alerts. Your overall weekly schedule should have opportunities built in for work and for play. But remember, these tasks should be prioritized based on your life goals. If you want to go to college, mindlessly scrolling social media for hours shouldn't trump studying for a major exam. Maybe you miss your friends, but picking up an extra shift at work once in a while can get you 3 months closer to buying that truck your neighbor's selling. I'm not here to judge or dictate what you choose to do with your time within legal and age-appropriate reasons, but there is this plea: please make sure you prioritize what leads you to living the life you desire. Every time you have to decide if you stick to the schedule or not, think about the impact on your life right now and in the future. Will straying from the activities you decided were important get you closer to your goal or keep you in some stuck place? You're in charge of your forward movement and only you. If these last several months have completely obliterated your routine and left you without structure to keep you focused, content, and secure, now is the time to take back the reins and control what you can control, your daily actions. Our second practice, taking intentional action, simply means doing what you say you're going to do. And listen, if you could do it with a positive attitude, even better. What good is a daily routine if you never follow the plan? What good does completing the day's activities feel if you moaned and griped and made yourself and everyone else miserable the whole time? When we take intentional action, especially with a sense of pride and joy, we build trust, confidence, and accountability with ourselves. Our actions either show everyone around us, I am self-sufficient and you can rely on me, or they don't. But I know this can be tricky. In fact, that's why so many people need me as an accountability coach when they start adulting. They either never practiced or found a successful way to keep themselves on track with their commitments, or they were maybe in a family dynamic that didn't foster and celebrate personal responsibility. So if accountability is hard at first, don't give up on yourself. Get creative with what keeps you on track. Maybe it's the satisfaction of scratching off something on a to-do list. Maybe it's a vision board hanging on your bedroom wall and serving as a constant reminder of all that you want and need each day. Maybe you reward yourself for completing a task, like when you finish typing that 8-page essay, that you're going to order something from your Amazon cart or treat yourself to sushi. But listen, if intentional action and personal accountability is a struggle bigger than you can manage, reach out for help. Let someone who always has your back know you need their encouragement, support, and a check-in now and then to keep you motivated and following through. It can be a friend, family member, teacher, teammate, heck, even a timer on your phone that goes off at 9 p.m. every night and says, "Did you do what you said you would do today?" is a start. Another practice I want to bring to your attention is the need for self-care. This means that while productivity is required at times, you are still a whole person, not a robot, not a mindless worker bee, not a shell of a person who doesn't require the core human needs for love, safety, and belonging. I don't want you so busy and overwhelmed with life that you forget to have a meaningful one. Self-care should be a priority, and you should intentionally pursue it. It's the practice of nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. Meeting our basic needs is what keeps us healthy, happy, and whole. It can look different for all of us, but in general, taking care of ourselves often involves getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, reducing stress levels, enjoying the outdoors, connecting with people and pets, knowing when to take a break, spiritual renewal, prayer or meditation, participating in a hobby or sport you enjoy, and even good boundaries. That means knowing when to say no and when to say yes based on your values, needs, and belief system. If you find yourself feeling unloved, unsafe, like you don't belong, or just generally not okay, turn inward and ask yourself, what do I need most right now? And then honor that need as soon as you can. So maybe you want a luxurious spa day to relax. Well, find that bath bomb you got for Christmas, light a candle, and put on a soothing playlist. You wish you could see your best friend who's in quarantine? Schedule a FaceTime hour to visit while you both cook dinner, or learn a TikTok dance you can duet to have your friends see who danced it better. Just let yourself be yourself. Give yourself permission to indulge in a little TLC and know that the best person to provide it for you is you. The earlier you learn in life, and the more expert you get at taking care of yourself, the more fulfilled and complete you will feel, I promise. And in that moment that a future you is hurt and disappointed by someone else's lack of attention and care for you, you'll be okay because you'll have pledged long ago to show up for yourself with love, respect, and care every single day. We've already touched on this some, but embracing connection matters to your well-being. While some of us are more naturally introverted or extroverted, none of us were intended to do life alone. Social distancing and quarantine isolation has left many of us feeling listless and depressed. It can be awkward figuring out how to reconnect, especially when social media gives such a false sense of companionship. Keyboard conversations can't replace face-to-face ones, just like a Zoom classroom experience isn't the same as a live setting. Saying "I'm sorry" or "I love you" over the phone doesn't give you the emotional zing that a long, tight hug with those same words does. In the safest way possible and in accordance with any mandates of your area, either continue or get back to emotionally connecting with others. Phone calls, text, handwritten letters, dropping off a meal or a surprise on someone's doorstep, making eye contact again, choosing to speak, and then actively listening despite the discomfort of wearing a mask. It's these meaningful gestures that bring us back to each other again. In uncertain times, you need your people to keep you grounded in who you are and what's important to you. Let's start intentionally connecting with not only ourselves via self-care, but also with others who our words and actions can inevitably help them feel loved, safe, and like they belong. If self-care invites us to ask ourselves, is life working for me right now? Am I okay? Do I have what I need? Then embracing connection requires us to turn to a neighbor and ask, is life working for you right now? Are you okay? Do you have what you need? If I were struggling during an uncertain time, I'd be so thankful that you made eye contact with me and took the time to ask me those questions. And by the time we finished talking, I'd probably know exactly what I needed to be okay. But I must say, I'm more likely to connect with myself and with others when I'm practicing compassion. Compassion asks us to be empathetic, understanding, and kind to each other. Self-compassion will ask us to share those qualities with ourselves. If we're going to navigate uncertainty well, we need compassion for ourselves and others to make it through those times. You are going to make mistakes. You will fail, and there may be rewards for what you learn, but there may also be hard consequences. People will disappoint you, and you will disappoint them. But here's what living with compassion can do for us. It allows us to be emotionally resilient, a vital quality in times of uncertainty because our thoughts, feelings, and situations are ever changing. The more we recognize that feeling hurt and angry today doesn't make us permanently hurt and angry people, the more likely we are to permit ourselves to deeply feel and honor our emotions and those of others with some grace. We get connected to our inner truth. We realize that emotions are messengers that teach us what matters to us. We don't have to stand in harsh criticism or judgment of ourselves or others when we are working through the process of feeling and understanding our lives. Most people are well-intentioned and doing the best they can with what they have and know at the time, you included. I love this compassion practice by Dr. Kristen Neff. You can look this up on selfcompassion.org, where she guides you through a meditation asking you to focus on one incident that you need help moving past. It's a 3-part process where number 1, you acknowledge your moment of suffering and that it's hard. Number 2, you recognize that suffering is a part of life and that many are experiencing it with you right now. Number 3, put your hand over your heart and say, may I be kind to myself in this moment. It's a beautiful meditation that invites us to be honest, to practice compassion, and to begin to heal. You can take your time moving through each part, breathing in deeply, and then releasing any guilt, shame, or blame on your exhales. We can do this service for ourselves over and over again, choosing a different circumstance each time. And we can certainly share it with friends in hopes that through their own acknowledgement, understanding, and kindness to self, they too can experience freedom and healing from times of strife or uncertainty. The last practice I'd like to propose to you is to celebrate your wins. And I don't mean a flashy filtered post of a trophy or 20 Instagram stories about your latest victory, although that's fine. I mean just very firmly and confidently owning what's going well for you. You can shout it from the rooftop, share with close friends, or check it off in your diary. I've done something good. Today was amazing. You must give yourself credit for everything that moves you closer to living the life you want and being the kind of person you want to be. Your body, mind, and spirit need the confirmation and affirmation that things are going well. Speaking of affirmations, if you haven't heard of them and their power, look them up. Daily affirmations and gratitude statements were instrumental in getting me through uncertain times this year. In fact, even in getting me through this talk today. Here's what they can look like in practice. Affirmations for myself in this current moment. I can say no to fear and anxiety over speaking to a large group. I will use my voice and experiences to share my heart with others because I value service and connection. I am capable of doing hard things. These are truths, even if I'm still working on owning and embracing them fully, that I can speak over myself to encourage, motivate, and light a fire under me to do better. And you can do the same. Write your own affirmations or check out some online and speak them over yourself. Say them while you're driving, write them in your journal, tape them to your mirror. Interact with the truth about what is good, strong, and best in you. And as for gratitude statements, here are a few examples for right now. Thank you, world, for difficult experiences that led me to better equip others. I'm grateful for new opportunities to pursue my passion. I'm beyond blessed to be invited into this special place with world changers. In gratitude and thanks, we celebrate what we are certain is going well. And the more we concentrate on those blessings and positives, the more they're amplified in our life. So in closing, here's what we must recognize. Uncertainty is here to stay. Taking routine inventory of where you are in life and how you feel about it matters. And if you want to thrive, even in the midst of uncertainty, you can commit to practices that can make it happen, like prioritize your time, take intentional action, practice self-care, embrace connection, choose compassion, and celebrate your wins. You are more than capable of navigating the waves of change and tides of uncertainty. In fact, they're opportunities to propel you into your life's great purpose and all that you're passionate to pursue. You get to choose how you ride the waves. Do you want to experience it from a place of fear and anxiety or from a place of faith and empowerment? I hope you choose the latter because I believe in you. I believe in your ability to assess your situations, to troubleshoot, to choose well. I believe in your ability to persevere, to question what needs questioning, and to serve yourself and others with genuine care and respect. I believe you have what it takes to make a difference in your life and to positively impact the lives of your friends and family. In fact, I'm certain of it. Working with young adults as a teacher and coach for the last 20 years has taught me that you guys have limitless potential and capabilities. You are talented and gifted, uniquely designed and perfectly equipped to live your version of a good and prosperous life and to do good things with your time here. And just in case you ever question it, please know that you are enough, you are worthy, and you deserve the best life has to offer. I'm so excited to see what comes next for you, so rise up, stand strong, navigate together. You've got this.